Hi, what's up everyone, and welcome to my first video in YouTube. Today I'm gonna feed my reptiles and I'm gonna pick a mouse from my mice breeding project here. I will be picking 5 or 6 mice to feed 6 of my snakes. I have 7 actually, but one of it is in shed. So let's begin. This is my first one. His name is Charlie. I got it around a year and a half. He is a pastel ball python and he just recently shed, so I'll just gently remove this hiding spot from this enclosure, and there is his shed. He is a male, and yeah, just a pastel ball python, and this is his shed along with his poop. So I'll just throw it in the rubbish bin like so. And yeah, let's move on to the feeding. So to begin, I will pick some mice from out of these 6. I'll pick the largest. So what I'm gonna do is just put the mice right there and wait for Charlie to just strike and consume it himself. I don't usually feed frozen thawed mice because it takes a longer time for him to sense the mice and eating it. I noticed that they are pretty much blind and they depend mostly on their senses. So what I like to do is feed them live. So after striking the mouse and constricting it, they can just easily consume their prey item without having to look for it. I know there are some people saying that they have eyes they can see, but based on my experience, I realized they can't really see where their prey is, and they depend mostly on their senses. So if I were to feed the dead mice, frozen thawed mice, they will have to find their prey for several minutes. So I'll just might as well feed them the live one. Plus, it's also a good way for them to enhance their instinct and to be able to be good in hunting. And this is my bearded dragon. It's a her. She's a normal bearded dragon, nothing special. Her name is Clover, and I'll show a feeding video of her maybe in future videos, but at the moment I'll move on to my retic. This is my normal reticulated python, and he's only around 6-7 months old. I feed him 3 to 4 mice per week, but I realized that he doesn't grow so much in size, so most often I'll just only feed 1 mice a week. So let me pick a mice that is suitable for Cloud. His name is Cloud, and he is hiding behind the skull on the right side. So I'll just focus on the mice for a while. Okay, Cloud seems to have a sense that the prey item is inside his enclosure. He's picking up the scent and letting his instinct kick in. He will move towards the mice in a few seconds. Alright, it's activated. So now this is the most important part where you want to feed your reptiles. While they are in their instinct mode, you wouldn't want to put your hand inside. And there, the mice is struck by Cloud and is currently being constricted. So I'll give it a few seconds for Cloud to constrict the prey and maybe consume it. Usually Cloud consume the mice in a pretty much really quickly, like in a few seconds. So I'll move on to my next one, my Burmese python. This one is a female and her name is Claudia. I got it from one of my friend's suggestions when I was picking a name for her. She just recently shed, so I'll just throw it in the rubbish bin. And she is just a albino Burmese python around 8-9 months old. I'll pick a mice for her real quick, and I'll just gently put the mice inside her enclosure. Oh yeah, that is really quick. She has a really good response when it comes to feeding. in my opinion, compared to my other reptiles, because the mice just have to be in her tank for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and she will just strike and constrict, and lastly to consume her food. So she looks pretty much sized up. Before this, she was really skinny when I bought from the seller, and I realized the seller did not really feed her well, maybe 1 mice per 2 weeks, but nowadays I'll feed 3 to 4 mice every 10 days so she can have more nutrition in her diet and sized up more quickly. This will be my blood python. Let me put my mice inside. My blood python don't really consume the food that quickly. It's like when I put her in the afternoon, the mice, and in the evening she will start consuming. So I might just skip the video, and in the future I will post about Kane. His name is Kane. I'll post in a future video on Kane feeding on the mice, but at the moment I might just skip it because he seems to be currently in shed and soaking in the water bowl. But I would stop feeding after 3 to 4 days when he's really getting ready to shed the skin and his eyes are all blurry up. And yeah, moving on to Claudina. She's also a Burmese python, a hypomelanistic Burmese python. She's a female, and based on her size I think she's pretty much 10 to 11 months old, or maybe 9 months old. Yeah, the seller don't really remember, because when I first bought from the seller, he as well do not remember when he got it, when was the first clutch. So I'm just gonna close the tank right there, or else he will mistake my hand for food. His instinct is activated, and give it time for him to sense the mouse so that he can strike and constrict it for his meal. So most of my friends are wondering why do I name her Claudina. It's because I wanted a name that rhymes with Claudia. Claudia is the previous albino Burmese which I showed earlier, so I wasn't able to think of any names rhyme with Claudia, so I just got the name Claudina for her. It's still a beautiful name and beautiful snake. Oh, just from her water dish she strike and constrict her prey. Now if you notice, Claudina took a few seconds longer compared to Claudia. I guess it's because Claudia's instincts are more stronger and greater, and she knows when there is a prey inside her enclosure. For Claudina, she takes time to really sense the prey and make sure that it is not my hand. And after she knows that's her food, she will consume it. So moving on to the next one is, let me pick a mice for this one. This one is het genetic striped albino white-faced reticulated python, soaking up in the water dish. I'll put the mice in the tree up here, the tree branch, and maybe he will strike from the water dish itself. So let's observe how Crayon strike the prey which is above him. Now I don't often feed Crayon mice, maybe just once every 8 days to 10 days. Is because recently he just got prolapse. Prolapse is a disease. It's not really a disease, but it's like the hemipenis came out from his anus. Yeah, so there is no vet in nearby my place, so I gotta do it myself. I watch videos and tutorials from YouTube to learn how do I help with Crayon on his prolapse situation, and I found one from the Brian Barzik videos. He taught a few about steps and methods to help with snakes prolapse, and I tried it. Eventually Crayon turned out okay. My next snake will be Clarence. This is Clarence. He's my largest normal reticulated python, and he seems to be in shed, so I wouldn't want to bother it. Claudia is currently consuming the prey item, and you can see the poop from the mice. Although there is poop, but Claudia will still consume it, even though You know, they are not really picky eaters. As long as it's a rodent or a bird or a chicken, they would just consume it. So swallowing takes a while for Claudia compared to Claudina and to Cloud. And if you guys have forgotten, Claudina is the hypomelanistic and Cloud is the normal reticulated python, the smaller one. And an extra info is I wait for this day to feed all of them because some of them are in shed and some of them are really hungry, so I just wait to the day where everyone is successfully shedded their skin, and I decided to make the video today. Oh, by the way, sorry if my English is not perfect. I'm a bit mixed, so you know, Malay, English, Chinese. I'm a mixed person, so my English may not be perfect. And as you can see, Claudina, my hypo burmese, is swallowing her prey. She swallows quickly compared to Claudia, the albino one. I think, I don't know why, but that's how they are. But if I compare among all, I will say the normal retic, Cloud, yeah, he consumes much faster than all of the other reptiles, all of my snakes. Yeah, so the mice has successfully been consumed, and Cloud, she seems to still be hungry and want to eat more, but maybe I'll feed her again in the evening or at night. Right now it's 12 in the afternoon. Oh, see, Cloud has already consumed the prey. Moving on to Crayon, he's currently finding a way to eat. Oh, this is my sugar gliders, by the way. They are currently eating their food, their sugar glider food. Maybe I'll show the feeding video of them in future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you don't, feel free to thumbs it down. I'm okay with it. Looking forward for the next videos. Thank you.